Mr. Henry Rosner. So I just wanted to ask you, when did you find out about your parents and sisters? When did you learn about that?
Whenever I found out is, well, when I came back to my town.
Who told you?
Nobody told me. I just didn't know what happened. And as I was in Romania and traveled all the way across, I kept asking who survived from these and these towns, and a lot of people which they came out of camps, and I asked if they heard of anybody like that, or anybody from this and this town, which they knew my father and my mother, but nobody ever had any answers.
Who knew them?
People, whoever I talked to. Because they came also from different camps, into DP camps, and from all sides of Germany. And I used to ask her, I said, is she from this and this town, anybody? And she says, no, nobody left in this town. And then nobody left from that town. So we knew right away that nobody survived.
What do you think helped sustain you through your time in the camps and ghetto?
Well, I tell you the truth, I don't know. Maybe it was hope that sometimes I get out of here and find somebody who's still alive or whoever, that I can get out of here, that's all. That's what made me sustain, hope, maybe alive. If I would know maybe in camp that nobody left, maybe I wouldn't have any hope. So I don't know.
Is there a statement or message you would like to give for your grandchildren, future generations, or the world at large?
Well, I don't know what to tell them, which they already don't know. They know. Well, I don't know. I tell you the truth, I wasn't prepared to say these statements. My grandchildren should live and be well. They should never, anybody should never come across and suffer like that. It's not only food, it's not only this, it's the soul and the mentality which they do to you. It's unbearable. They don't have to hit you. You don't have to get hit, or you don't have to be threatened. Just the situation brings itself out, which no human being can sustain so much. Which I saw plenty of people enough, the beaten paths, like you say, they got crazy, which they couldn't take it. So my mentality was that maybe I pushed the right button, and that's how it made me survive mentally. I don't know, I didn't go to doctors to find out if I mentally stable or not. Maybe it affected me in a different way, which I didn't know. I don't notice. I don't know. Maybe somebody else would have to say differently about me. I don't know. Because every human being is different. One human being can take more than others. So I don't know what to tell them. They shouldn't go through that, what I went through. That's all I can say. Nobody should ever go through that. It's not only what you put you away in the camp or in a prison, or they don't give you food. You can survive all that. But the other stuff you cannot survive. If you don't have the right buttons, you cannot survive. You cannot come out a normal person from a place like that. Which, thank God, I managed, which I know, survival.
Mr. Rosner, thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is a photograph taken in 1900s, 1910, 1915, I wouldn't know. From right to left is my uncle, and my grandfather, my father's grandfather.
What was your uncle's name?
His name is Berish.
Last name?
And Rosner. And then this is my grandfather, my father's grandfather. His name is Kalman. And next to it is his daughter, my great grandfather's daughter. Her name was Hitzel. And next to her was my great grandmother. Her name was Goldie. Next to her was my father. His name is Naftali.
Those were your father's parents?
This was my father's parents.
So they're your grandparents?
My great-grandparents. My grandparents, correct.
And they were all Rosners?
All Rosners.
And where was the photograph taken?
The photograph taken was in Poland. I don't know where in Poland, but no, it was Poland.
And how did you obtain the
I
photograph?
obtained a photograph that was sent from Poland to America. There was family here, and they obtained the photograph, which I came to the States, and I obtained a copy of these photographs.
And was it any special occasion?
No, it was no special occasion. This is the top left. The top right. The top right is my father. His name is Naftali Rosner. Next to him is my mother. Her name is Esther. Her name is Rosner. By birth, her name is Spritzer. The right on the bottom, it's my brother. His name is Yisrael David. And in the middle, that's my sister Goldie. Next to my sister, that's me, Chaim Rosner. That's my name.
When was this taken?
This was taken someplace in 1930s in Poland, and that it was sent to the United States. My father had a brother here, and he sent a picture to him before the war. So now when I came here after the war, I obtained a copy of these pictures.
What was his name? Your father's brother, what was his name?
Elliot. He had a brother Elliot. He came to the States in the 1900s. That's all I know. This is a photograph of my town. This is a municipal building, which everybody went there. If they gave birth, they got a birth certificate. If they got married, they got a marriage certificate. Whatever, any legal documents, they came over there to that building. Behind that building, maybe a block away, I was born in 1927.
And how did you get this photograph?
I got that photograph that was sent to me. I obtained this when I was in 1985 in Dukla. I obtained this photograph.
And
okay. This photograph is in the middle of the town. This was in the bottom was stores.
which town?
The town was Dukla
In
Poland. All this, it was the center of the town, that building. The bottom was stores. All around was stores. Upstairs was offices.
And how did you get this photograph?
I got photograph when I went there in Poland in 1985. I obtained that photograph in Dukla. That's it. This photograph was taken after the war in Feldafing with a whole group of our friends. My pictures, my face is there on the bottom left. And
the extreme left?
Extreme left. The first picture to the left. And the rest of all our friends. That's all.
And who took the photograph?
Somebody. Had it with the camera. I don't know. I know I just got one, that's it. Okay? This picture was taken just before I migrated to America. These two is my friends, and me on my bottom left.
Who are your friends?
My friend is, one name is Paul Reich, And the middle one is Nochem Bodner. That's all. They came over here to the United States with us together. I mean, and we met over here. This is just before the United States. This was taken in Felderfing. This was my happy days. This is my wedding day.
When was that?
This was in 1951, June 23rd. To the left is my brother, and his name is Julian. To next to him is his wife. Her name is Minna.
They're both Rosners?
They're both Rosners. And next to it is my lovely wife. Her name was Anna. And right there, on the right side, that's me. My name is Henry. All Rosners.
And where was this taken?
This was taken in a studio, in a wedding hall.
Where?
In America.
Which city?
In Brooklyn.
Oh,
Okay? That was my happy days.
okay, quiet, we're rolling. Okay, one sec.
This picture is my son's bar mitzvah. It was taken in October the 10th, 74. I don't remember exactly the date, so you can't hold me to it. That's all. Thank you. This picture is taken in I couldn't tell you the year, but to the right side, there's my cousin. His name is Henry. His name is Friedman. Next to him is my brother, Julian. His name is Rosner. Next to him is A.B. Friedman, my cousin, and in the back it's me, Henry. That was taken, couldn't tell you exact the date when this was taken.
Where was it taken?
It was taken in America, in the United States, in Brooklyn. That's it.
And does the photograph have any significance?
No, no significance. Just gathering together. That's all. This is a picture taken from my job, which I used to work there. I still work there. And this was in 1982, 84, or something like that. It was taken as I was a couple of days younger than today. This is, I still work there, I come in a couple of days a week.
And where was this?
This is in Brooklyn, in the United States. That's it. 10 years ago. This picture was taken 10 years ago. My brother and his wife, my brother Julian, his wife Minna, and my friend Sally. This was taken, on my birthday, 10 years ago, in Brooklyn, at the party. Thank you. This picture was taken in 1985 in Poland. To the left is my wife. Next to it is my son Naftali. And in the middle is, her name was Stefka. She used to work, she used to be a seamstress by my mother. Next to it, it's me, Henry, and next to me is her husband, Stefka's husband. This was taken in 1985 in Poland, Dukla,
And where exactly was it taken?
in front of a house,
Is that anyone's house?
her house, Stefka's house. Thank you. That's it. This picture was taken in October of last year. This was my son's wedding. Naftali, his wife, Shandel, Aviva Shandel. Next to it is my wife and me. And this is a group picture taken of the whole family with my grandchildren and my children. And my son-in-laws, which I got a new daughter-in-law. This is all my kids. Thank you.
Where was it taken?
This was taken in Kings Bay Jewish Center in Brooklyn. This picture was taken about 2.5 months ago. This is my son's boy. His name is Reuven Rosner. That's my last Anikel. That's my grandkid. Go ahead.
Would you like to introduce the members of your family?
Oh, that's my lovely wife. Behind her is my oldest daughter. Next to it is her niece. Behind me is my middle daughter. And in the back is the 2 grandsons.
And is there anything you would like to say to or about your husband?
Yes, I am very thankful to Hashem that he was able to live through this horrible Holocaust and to come to America to start a new life, to rebuild the Rosner name, to have children and grandchildren. The children always like to listen at the dining room table to his stories. Several have written reports for the yeshivas about it, and they're very entranced with the stories, as horrible as they are. When they were very young, they looked at his left arm and saw these blue numbers. He said, Zadie, why do you have your numbers on your hand? So he says to them, you know, I won't remember my telephone number, so I had it put on my left hand. And the children did believe him. And in spite of all this and his young life, his childhood, which he didn't really have, and his early adult life, he is a big kibbutzer. So that's great. It didn't leave, him feeling bitter about life. Go ahead, Miriam.
Is there anything you would like to say about your grandfather?
Yes, my name is Yehuda Horowitz. This is my maternal grandfather, Mr. Henry Rosner. And there's just 2 things I'd like to say. The first thing is that for over 50 years, the battle cry has been, we must never forget. And the fact that the survivors' words are immortalized this way lets them take their rightful place in history. And although they had a horrific experience, this gives them a way to communicate this to other people, and so they can emulate and gain strength from these people from their experience. The second thing I would like to say is the purpose of the Holocaust, through Hitler's perspective, was to exterminate all the Jewish people. And the fact that my grandfather survived and he came to America, he left a legacy of children, grandchildren, and extended family that are not only Jewish, but take great pride in their heritage. And I think this is the ultimate revenge that you could have on such a person, by foiling his plan in such a way that you have a great family to have now. And I just like this one last thing, that we should all be privileged to live in a time when people are not persecuted for any racial or religious reasons during the time of Mashiach, hopefully in our days soon.
Amen.
And is there anything you would like to say?
Yes. My grandfather grew up in a time where things were extremely hard and rough, and no childhood whatsoever. And myself, I don't think I could have gone through what he's gone through and come out the way he's come out. I mean, he's come so far in his ruchnis in his Jewish life to come. I mean, he's grown so much, and he has such a wonderful family. I mean, it's unbelievable to see how far he's come from 50, 60 years ago to where he is now, and to have grown so much in Torah and learning into what he does. I mean, he helps the community out. He does good things. He charity and so many good things that he does, and I envy a person like that. I wish I was like that myself. Like my grandparents, what they do, the things they do. It amazes me that they can live like this and to have such a wonderful family like we have here, solely part of it, but to have such a family like this and to grow and be Jewish and to go through the Holocaust and still remain Jewish and have all the grandchildren to remain Jewish it's a very big thing. I don't think myself I could have done it, but my grandfather did it, and he's sitting here today to tell you about it.
Thank you all very much.
My daughter, the other one.
I wanted to, but
No, whatever you'll say.
I just wanted to say that the impact of what Hitler tried to do was something that we grew up with all the time in the house. We always heard about it. It was just an understood thing. But it actually hit me, the extent of what it was when I became a mother and my children reached that age of 9, 10, the age when my father was taken away, and I would look at my sons and say, how could they have ever managed? How could they have ever gone through such a thing? It seemed, it was unfathomable. As a child growing up, I didn't realize how it was. The impression came only as an adult. And even today, as a mother of children of all ages, we can have 5 children, and there'll always be something missing. My mother's parents were always a very big part of our lives, and they were very instrumental in our growing up, and we always had their wisdom and their experiences were always with us. But my father's were not. And that's something I don't know what a child of 9 can remember to pass on to us. So that's something that will always, that emptiness will always be there.